What is going on, everybody? Got a video here today to teach you how to lose 20 to 30 pounds and get a six-pack in the next 180 days using the Handsome PR method, which is the method that I personally came up with from my own personal journey. About 6 months ago, I really hit rock bottom in life. I was training for 2.5 years and I still didn't look good. My girlfriend was cheating on me and I was working in a kitchen. So I dumped my girlfriend, quit my job, and I knew I needed a change. I just really wasn't sure what it was. Then one night I was sitting at this exact desk visualizing my goals, and I realized that I needed a goal with my body. I was just kind of going to the gym and eating healthy in a sort of way, but I was never really confident in myself still. It's because I never really had the body I really wanted. So I decided to go work towards a show. So I hired a coach, bought my show ticket, and I started to get in shape. I lost 36 pounds over about a 4-month prep, and my life completely changed. After the show, I gained 100,000 followers online. I was able to start my business that helped me quit my job, and everything is just going way much better. Like, my friends were telling me I inspired them, my parents were telling me they were proud of me, and just had a whole new sense of confidence in myself just by simply changing the way I look. Because the truth is, a lot more things change than just the way you look. Your whole mentality, your whole mindset about everything in life changes when you take control of your body. So this video is literally giving you everything I know for free. If you guys know, I am a coach. I'm an online coach. I have a team called the Handsome PR team, and I'm going to be running you through exactly how I help people lose 20 to 30 pounds and get a six-pack in 180 days and showing you some client results. So with that being said, let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Handsome PR method. The Handsome PR method is a method that helps you lose 20 to 30 pounds and get a six-pack in less than 180 days. And the photo you see right here is my first initial check-in with my coach, and then me just a couple days before my show. Now, this is about a 4-month transformation and a 36-pound fat loss. Now, it might not look like a major change, but the thing is, people don't ask you how you feel. On the left, I wasn't as happy as I could have been. I wasn't as confident. I didn't feel really in control of my life, and maybe I looked alright to most people, but the truth is, I didn't feel the best, and that's really what about getting in shape is all about, is about feeling better about yourself. On the right, I feel way better, and I wish I could allow you guys to feel how I felt, but the change was absolutely amazing. So let's get right into it. So look, whether you like to agree with me or not, the way you look makes the biggest difference in the way you experience life. There are 20-year-olds out there making as much money as a doctor every single month simply from the way they look. So if you clicked on this short video, it's because you want to get in the physical shape that will bring you this abundance too. So pay attention, because I'm going to be showing you everything that you need to know in order to take advantage of this opportunity to get into the best shape of your life with virtually no money. Now, I would like to be 100% transparent here, because I have to say this. Just because I get these results does not mean you will too. After all, I am the creator of the system, and my reputation and success is built on how transparent I am. So I cannot guarantee that you will get results like the ones I have gotten. But what I can 100% guarantee is the results of other regular people who are using this simple beginner-friendly fat loss process that is allowing them to turn fat right into butter. Just like Justin, who came to me at 281 pounds in July, and in only a matter of 12 weeks lost 21 pounds. On the left here, this is his first initial check-in with me, 281 pounds, and on the right, this was just a couple weeks ago after losing actually a little bit more than 21 pounds. And as you can see right here, here's actual receipts of where he started and where he is now. And like I said, this is a couple weeks old. He has lost more than 21 pounds at the time of recording this video. And our plan with Justin is to get him down to 200 pounds before he leaves the bird's nest and goes enjoy his life with his newfound body, and honestly his newfound life. Or even like Angela, who started training with me and has lost 28 pounds in 4 months with my programs, and also popped off on Instagram while doing so. Now, I should mention that Angelo is one of my good friends. He is a local friend of mine, and I did not directly coach him, but he has been following the plans that I have gave him. I have given him a meal plan, he has trained with me, and I've given him advice on losing weight, and so far it's been working out pretty well for him. Now, what is even more meaningful here is what people who follow the Handsome PR method have to say. As you can see, here are some of my clients inside of the program and what they have to say. First, just saying thank you, man. I let so much get to me and got lost sight. You're literally rebuilding me, mindset changing. To not bring a lazy stop and start putting off my social anxiety is slowly diminishing. Hands down the best investment I have made this year. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these, but I just want to show you that it's not all about how you look. It's also about how you are feeling. So, in case we haven't met, I'm Ryan Johnson, and if you are looking for the best way to lose 20 to 30 pounds and get a six-pack without working out for 3 hours a day, doing hours of cardio, eating chicken and rice 5 meals a day, and finally without having to try to figure it out all on your own for years, then this short video is for you. I'm going to be showing you the Handsome PR's plug-and-play process that helps people just like yourself start losing weight, gaining muscle, and most importantly, igniting your confidence. And I'm going to deliver all of that to you plus more in just the next 33 minutes. So if you don't have 33 minutes to invest into your future, well, I guess this process wouldn't be a good fit for you anyways. Now, before we get into this video, I should mention who the Handsome PR method isn't for, so nobody out there ends up wasting their time on this video. Number one, people looking for the quick fix to get in shape. The truth is, things that go up fast also come down fast. Number two, people who are not already consistent with going to the gym. The Handsome PR method is built to fast track you to the next level. If you aren't already consistent with the gym and maybe a little bit of dieting, then you are still on level 1, so simply get to level 2 and then come watch this video so that you can get to level 3. Number 3, people under the age of 18 and people over the age of 30. And number 4, people who are excited to get in shape but are not determined to get in shape. The Handsome PR method takes time and it takes patience. So I don't want you to be excited to get in shape, I want you to be determined. I want you to say to yourself that you are going to get in shape no matter what it takes. Now, here's the mistake most people in your position make. So most people try to start losing fat by hopping on the treadmill and eating Caesar salads for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But they never take time to verify that this approach will work. What I mean is losing fat and losing weight are two completely different things. By doing what most people think is the way to lose fat, you actually end up just losing weight, which means fat and muscle. So yeah, the carnivore diet, intermittent fasting, salads are all viable ways to lose weight, and you can see results from them. However, some of these processes that will allow you to drop 20 to 30 pounds in a month are really hard for beginners to succeed at and sustain after results are achieved. In fact, roughly 90% of people who lose weight end up gaining it right back in the same year. So seriously, if you were trying to create a transformation in your life and you don't want to waste your time and money, not seeing results after giving something your time, energy, and your financial resources will crush your spirits. Now, making this mistake of following the wrong process is kind of like choosing to play a video game for the first time on hard mode. So people end up spending tons of time trying diet after diet to find something enjoyable and sustainable. And that results in them becoming frustrated and most of the time just giving up on achieving the dream body. Now, what if you decide to actually evaluate the process you were going to follow before risking your time, energy, and money in them? Well, let's do that together. There are 6 metrics that comes into play when evaluating this. Flexibility, balance, likability, does it make sense? Is it sustainable? Which results will you see? Flexibility is the metric to judge how flexible a diet is. Of course, we want a diet that can bend a little and isn't super strict. Balance is, does it completely take away fun and enjoyment from your life? Can you still go out once a week for dinner or no? Likability is, will you actually enjoy the foods you are eating in the process of it all? Does it make sense? Takes into account your goals, and does the diet make sense for your goals? Your goals, of course, being to lose weight and gain muscle. Is it sustainable? We'll judge, can you sustain this diet for 6 months or even more? And what results will you see? Well, that's self-explanatory, but we will take a look at how fast you will see results and how long you will continue to see results. Now, let's use these following metrics to judge the most common fat loss processes. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is basically when you limit your food intake to a 4 to 8 hour window. Most commonly, people who follow this diet skip breakfast and sometimes lunch, then feast with dinner and snacks after. Now, the flexibility score on this is 3 out of 10. You need to be super strict on when you eat, and personally, I enjoy breakfast. I enjoy eating all day, and I would hate to have 1 and possibly 2 meals later in the day. So for the most part, this diet just doesn't offer a lot of flexibility. Now, balance. I scored this a 2 out of 10 because all of your food can only be eaten in a 4 to 8 hour window. What if you want to go out for breakfast with a girl one day? What if you want to go out breakfast with your family? What if you want to go out to lunch with a business partner or, whatever it may be? Or maybe you want to have a snack in the mid-afternoon. You can't because you're intermittent fasting. Likability, I scored this a 5 out of 10 because who wouldn't want pancakes for breakfast? I think we all love pancakes, we all love toast and eggs, we all love all of these foods right in the morning. The truth is, if you're intermittent fasting, you can't eat anything but black coffee and water, and to be honest, that's kind of lame. Now, does it make sense? 5 out of 10, because for losing weight, yes, but for building muscle and losing fat, no. With intermittent fasting, you will initially lose fat, but over a long period of time, you will end up just losing weight, and we'll talk about more about that later. Now, is it sustainable? I scored this a 10 out of 10 because if you stick to this long enough, your body will become adjusted to intermittent fasting. And a lot of people who follow intermittent fasting find it very sustainable. Now, what results will you see? I scored this a 6 out of 10 because you will see a dramatic drop in weight right away, but the truth is over a long period of time, you will become very stagnant following intermittent fasting. Next, we move on to keto. The keto diet is a diet that follows a very low carbohydrate intake or even zero carbohydrates and an increased fat and protein intake. Now, for the flexibility of this diet, I scored it a 2 out of 10 because 90% of your grocery store is made up of carbohydrates. For the average person to follow this diet, they have absolutely next to zero flexibility. Now, for balance, I scored this a 1 out of 10 because you do need carbohydrates to live. The keto diet is a very short-term diet. It's a diet that maybe you follow for a month if you need to get in shape for a show or for a photo shoot. That leads into likability. It's also a 1 out of 10 because without carbohydrates, you are going to be hangry. You are going to be starving and you are not going to feel good. Now, does it make sense? I give it a 6 out of 10 because it kind of does make sense for losing fat and building muscle, but minus 4 points because carbohydrates are super essential for having good workouts. And this is sustainable. I scored it a 2 out of 10 because you will die not eating carbohydrates. It's sustainable for maybe a month. Maybe you could push it 6 weeks, but in the long term, it is not sustainable. And what results will you see? Well, that's a 7 out of 10. It's a little bit higher of a score because of course you will see results cutting out carbs. You will lose fat very quick, but again, the faster something goes up, the quicker it also comes down. Now we move on to carnivore, which is basically very similar to the keto diet, but it's a little bit different. The flexibility score on this one is a 2 out of 10. Again, 90% of your grocery store is carbohydrates, and carnivore allows 0 carbs. The balance, I rated a 4 out of 10 because liver, testicles, beef, and chicken for dinner, anyone? Yeah, I don't think most people actually enjoy that. And so you won't be able to go out to your favorite restaurants, you won't be able to eat with your friends and family because all you're going to be eating is meat. Likability, I rated this a 5 out of 10 because I think 90% of people on earth actually do enjoy eating meats. They enjoy beef, they enjoy chicken, they enjoy, bacon and stuff like that. But the truth is, minus 5 points because who doesn't love some carbohydrates? Who doesn't love some rice, some wraps, some cereal, some pancakes? And does it make sense? I scored this a 6 out of 10. Because it does make sense for losing weight and building muscle. You're getting your protein in and you're reducing your carbohydrates. But again, minus 4 points because carbohydrates are very essential for good workouts. That leads into, is it sustainable? I scored this a 2 out of 10 because once again, you will die not eating carbohydrates. So you can sustain it again for maybe a month, possibly 6 weeks, but not forever. And what results will you see? Well, you will see an increase in fat loss in the first month, maybe in the second month, but long term, you won't be able to make any progress after your initial weight loss. So it's a 7 out of 10. Now on to our last diet here, paleo. Paleo simply means to eat like our ancestors in a hunter and gatherer fashion. It's kind of like carnivore but with more room. The flexibility of the paleo diet, I rated it an 8 out of 10 because paleo is whole foods focused, so opens up a variety of foods to eat. The balance of this diet, I rated it 8 out of 10 because if you went to a whole food store, 75 or more % of the products there would most likely fit your diet, which is pretty nice. The likability of this diet, I gave it a 5 out of 10, 5 points for including fruits, minus 5 for not being able to eat pancakes. Does it make sense? I gave it an 8 out of 10 because yes, it does make sense. If the average person starts eating paleo, they would drop a bunch of weight and get healthier, but it still restricts essential and cheap foods for building muscle. Now, is it sustainable? 9 out of 10. Since the diet is focused on eating whole foods, it's very sustainable, but minus 1 point for not being able to just go out and eat whatever you want and not really think too much about it. And what results will you see? Well, I give this a 10 out of 10 because if you simply just start eating these single ingredient whole foods, maybe you're tracking your macros a little, you will see major results, and you will also see major results over a long period of time. The paleo diet is actually a very good diet, but it could improve. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can't you see why it would be hard to succeed if you don't pick the right diet? So after going through all of them, the question becomes, What would be the most ideal diet to lose fat and gain muscle that is also beginner friendly? Doesn't even exist? Well, let's take a look and draw an ideal diet. And as you can see, we want everything to be a 10 out of 10. We want you to be super flexible with it. We want it to offer a bunch of balance. We want everybody to like it. We want it to make sense. You want it to be sustainable, and you want to see results from it short term and long term. Now, with all of these set criteria, I can confidently say that there is one solution that fits it all. It's a diet that is macro focused and not food regimen focused like most of the diets we mentioned above. It's a diet that allows balance and multiple times a day to eat, and maybe even a cheat meal once or twice a week. It's a diet that allows you to eat your favorite food still. It's a diet that promotes performance, muscle growth, and fat loss. It's a diet that you can stick to long term or even short term. And it's a diet that allows you to see results from the first week, but even 3 years later. And I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, the bodybuilding diet. Now, if you're not somebody who is in the bodybuilding world, then you might think to yourself, ew, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder. And the thing is, you don't have to, but we can agree that bodybuilders are professionals of the body. They know how to cut fat and put on muscles in very short periods of time. So why would we look to bodybuilders for the perfect diet? Well, let's take a look at what the bodybuilder looks like. In terms of flexibility, this diet offers a wide variety of food you can consume. Of course, the cleaner the better, but as long as it fits the macros, you will get results with it. And with the diet being macro oriented, it won't take away from pancakes, French toast, or even cookie cake from you. It might limit it, but you will still get to enjoy your favorite sweets when the time is right. Now, balance is the key to making any diet work. And with the bodybuilding diet, since you have a wide variety of foods to choose from, and because it's macro oriented, you might not even feel like you are on a diet. See, some diets pull things away from you like meats or carbs, and to be quite honest, that is not very balanced. A lack of meats in your diet will lead to deficiencies, and a lack of complex and simple carbohydrates in your diet can lead to a lack of energy. Also, since this diet is macro-oriented, I think that we could agree that eating the right amount of macros a day could lead to better overall health, right? Right, so this diet offers a balance to anyone who follows it. Now on to likability. I continue to say throughout this whole video, what is the perfect beginner-friendly diet? But what do I exactly mean? Beginner-friendly means it's likable by 99% of people. And it's important to follow a diet that is going to be likable because that increases your chances of success. Also, you should pick a diet that you can stick to long term. I mean, think about it. It would be a waste of your time if you had to watch another 33-minute long video about diets. That's why the bodybuilding diet is a 10 out of 10 in this metric. You get to still eat the foods you like, you get to eat very often, and you get to have a cheat meal every once or twice a week. Now, does this diet even make sense? Well, of course it makes sense. The diet is named after the professionals of the body, bodybuilders. Do I need to say any more? Well, in case it's not clear, this diet basically takes your calories, splits them up into the correct macronutrients, then these macros are spread across 5 meals a day to ensure you are consistently getting protein and keeping your metabolism high. Also, by doing this, it reduces your hunger and cravings, so it's a 10 out of 10. Now, is this diet even sustainable? In terms of short-term sustainability, very much so. Most diets are not even sustainable in the short term because people try them in the first week and realize how much they suck. In terms of long-term sustainability, unlike most diets, it scores a perfect 10 out of 10 in balance, likability, and even flexibility. So that means it offers a lot of flexibility, which leads to people having long-term success with this diet. But what are the results you will see? Well, let's look at the short-term and long-term results. In the short term, your metabolism will spike and fast fat loss will occur. Not as much as other diets, but that's a good thing. This is because the constant flow of food into your body will basically signal to your body we have plenty of food coming in, and we have the right food coming in, so we can start building muscle and burning fat at the highest rate possible. See, a diet like intermittent fasting will get you results in the first 3, maybe 4 months, but eventually your body will want to start to conserve energy, and eating once or twice a day is not optimal for building muscle. And so while your metabolism is slowing down, you're not combating that by speeding it up with growing more muscle. So that leads into the long term, and this diet allows you to consistently build muscle throughout the year while losing some fat. So no other diet has a better process of changing your body's composition in such an advanced way. Your body composition is simply the percentage of your body weight that is fat. So most people look at the number on the scale as their metric for progress, but what if you're gaining muscle while losing fat? Then would the scale still be a good metric to measure by? No. And that's simply because you were gaining muscle and losing fat, not just losing weight like most diets will cause you to do. So I think it's pretty clear why you would want to follow this diet, right? Now I'm going to put a pause on this for a moment because I feel it is necessary to talk about how the world has changed over the past couple of years. See, less than 10 years ago, fitness wasn't as popular as it is today, and most people are putting an emphasis on health and looking good. But why? Well, of course it's part of the natural growth of any industry, but think about it, what else has emerged in the past 10 years? Social media. So you know how I mentioned at the beginning, 20-year-olds are making a doctor's salary each month just by the way they look online? Well, it's true. And my point here is not to convince you to start posting on social media or not to become a doctor, but I like to look at the facts. The facts are the better you look, the more people will want to pay you and be your friend. There's something inside each and every one of us that instantly respects somebody who is in amazing shape. So I think that you could agree no matter what job you have or whatever it is you do, a realtor, car salesman, office job, CEO, influencer, Uber driver, etc., just by simply getting in better shape, you gain so much more abundance from life. Take example my client Justin, who lost 20 pounds and sold 8 cars in 2 days. As you can see, here is a screenshot of our text message here. My bosses have noticed my energy level has increased dramatically and weight loss. Sold 8 cars in 2 days, the hustler is making a comeback. Now in this part of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you our step-by-step plug-and-play process that helps people just like yourself lose 20 to 30 pounds while putting on lean muscle in less than 180 days. It's broken up into 4 parts we need to understand. Part 1 is diet, part 2 is training, part 3 is cardio, part 4 is sleeping. Now I know that didn't sound fancy, but I am not here to give you a process that excites you. I am here to give you a process that works. Shall we dive in? Part 1, section 1 is diet. In order to lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks, you need to burn roughly 70,000 calories. This might sound like a lot, but that's why we break things down into baby steps. 70,000 calories divided by 90 days is 777 calories per day. That means you can go into a 600 calorie deficit and burn 200 calories by doing cardio every day, or you can go into a 400 calorie deficit and burn 400 doing cardio every day. Either equation really works, but what is the best one? Well, to put it simple, a 500 calorie deficit plus 30 minutes of walking a day seems to be the best route for beginners to go. So you're probably asking yourself, well, Ryan, how do I go into a calorie deficit now? Well, it's simple. Go to Google and type in BMR calculator and find this one right here. It's by NASM. Go ahead and put in your information like I did right here. You're gonna wanna put in your morning weight, your height, and how old you are. On the next page, it's gonna ask you to select how active you are. I always recommend underestimating how active you are. Even if you're working out 6 days a week, I usually go with moderately active. Now, you're gonna wanna click next, and you're gonna wanna enter in your goal weight and the number of days you wanna accomplish this by. Now, 20, 30 pounds over the next 90 to 180 days is a very accomplishable goal. So I went ahead and put in my goal weight is 180 pounds over the next 90 days. And then that's gonna bring you to the next page, which is your macronutrients ratio. Now, I always recommend for fat loss going with a 40-40-20 ratio. That means 40% of your daily calories are protein, 40% of your daily calories are carbs, and 20% of your daily calories are fats. So go ahead and put that in and click next, and you're gonna get your final page, which is gonna tell you everything you need to know. But now that you have all this information, what do you do with it? Well, that's when this next part comes in hand. All right, part 1, section 2 of diet, how to correctly split up your macros into a bodybuilding diet. So right here in front of your eyes is my personal bodybuilding diet template. Now I give this out to anybody who asks me for it for free. You can simply just message my Instagram, free diet plan or whatever, and I'll send you a link to this document. It's a lot more extensive than what you see right here, but basically, you take those numbers that you got from the BMR calculator, you put in your calories, your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. And I should mention that this will only work if your carbs, proteins, and fats are adjusted to the 40-40-20 split. But basically what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take those totals and multiply them by each number inside of the category. So here's an example. If your protein goal is 235 grams, then you would do 235 times 0.127, and that means you're eating 30 grams of carbohydrates for meal 1. And you basically just go through and you do all the multiplication, then make sure you add it all up at the end just to make sure it actually is correct, and you basically have a free bodybuilding diet. Now this is just a workout day. There is refeed days and rest days as well. I don't believe they're inside the free version, but all bodybuilding diet plans, like real professional ones, do contain that, I should add. There's also an intra workout and post workout shake in here. This is just basically dextrose and protein that you take, that you drink before you work out, or kind of like while you're working out. and a post-workout shake that you drink immediately after you work out. But why 5 meals a day? Well, number one, your body can't hold protein, so it's very important to get protein in all throughout the day so that you can build muscle as best as possible. And that also means that the more frequency will increase your metabolism. When you're constantly getting protein and food in these small chunks throughout the day, it will speed up your metabolism. It will spike your metabolism, because if you kind of think about it, if your body's constantly getting in food, it's like, okay, we can lose fat. We don't have to conserve, it's not in starvation mode, right? And so that leads into number 3, and that's reduced hunger and cravings. So a lot of people eat 1, 2, 3 meals a day, and they'll end up cheating on their diet, because in order to eat the amount of carbs and proteins you need in 3 meals, that means that these are going to be really big meals. But if you split them up into even smaller meals, then you get more times to eat, and it also fills you up more often, which will reduce your hunger and cravings. Now, number 4 is better glucose and insulin control, and that kind of goes along with what I just said last. So if you have 3 meals a day, then the amount of carbs you're going to have in each meal are going to be pretty big. But if you split it up even more, that just means that you can eat smaller amounts of carbs more throughout the day, which won't spike your blood sugar as much. And this will help you lose fat while gaining muscle. And we won't really go into it, but if you simply just look it up really quick, you will see that there's a lot of science behind this one right here. Now, number 5, fasting puts your diet into starvation mode. So when you constantly eat throughout the day, right when you wake up till right when you go to sleep, you will never be in starvation mode. You will simply be at a calorie deficit, and literally scientifically the best way to lose weight and build muscle. Because the last thing you want to do is eat 1, 2, 3 meals a day if you want to build muscle and lose fat. Also, with the bodybuilding diet being macro-based, you don't have to sacrifice your favorite foods. As long as it fits the macros, it will work. I should include the quality of food has a big impact, but some cheap foods once or twice a week that fits your macros won't hurt. Most of the time, it just makes it more sustainable. So what I mean by that is meal 3 right here is going to be your pre-workout meal for most people. Most people will go work out after work, after school, whatever, around like 5 o'clock, right? This meal right here, it can be protein pancakes. It can be protein French toast. It can be any of your favorite, just protein treats is the best way to put it, and you're able to fit that in and still enjoy your favorite meals while it being inside of your diet. So that's why I really love this diet, because again, if it fits the macros, it will work. Of course, you want the highest quality food, but if one day you just feel like having some chocolate chips and some pancakes and some sugar-free syrup on top of it, you can make it work. So that was everything school should have taught you about dieting. Let's move on. Part 2, training. Now, we could go into the whole science of the best way to train, but for the sake of your time, let's keep this simple. Right here is Justin's program. This is the client transformation I showed you earlier, how he lost 21 pounds, and he simply did that on the 5-day split, and it was just one muscle group every single day. It's nothing really extreme, and as you can see here is his chest day. It's not like a whole bunch of exercises, it's just a simple 6 exercise day. Now, we do have a lot of sets and a lot of reps throughout there, because when you're losing fat, you don't really have a lot of room to build muscle. So why do 10 exercises when you can just focus on the very simple exercises and do them very well? What I'm trying to say is exercise selection is not that important. In fact, it's more of the way you train. It's more about how you go into your training session that is more important. And so this program right here is a pump and burn training approach, and let me explain it to you really quick. The pump and burn training approach is when you start with lower reps and heavier weight, and this is the pumping phase. Then you move into higher reps and lighter weight, and this is the burning phase. Why? Heavier weights to pump the muscle, lighter weight to create that burning sensation inside of the muscle. This allows you to strength train the muscle, but also get into a higher end of hypertrophy and burn lots of calories. Like I said earlier, when it comes to fat loss, exercise selection is less important than how you approach each and every single exercise. That's because on a cut, you really aren't looking to burn muscles, so just focus on your heavy compounds at first to stay strong, and then move into higher rep isolation exercises to burn lots of calories. Alright, part 3, cardio. Before I ever lost 30 pounds in my life, I always thought losing fat took a bunch of dieting and cardio. The truth is, the process is much easier than we make it out to be. Most people end up crushing their metabolisms right away by instantly doing a bunch of cardio or even running. But what if all you had to do was walk a total of 30 minutes daily? Well, that's exactly what Justin did, and here's his receipts. As you can see, here's the month of October for Justin, and he did a 30-minute walk just about every single morning. And some people do like a 30-minute walk every morning. That's a lot. Well, the truth is, most people are spending around 30 minutes on their phone every morning. So what if you just get out of bed, go on a walk and be on your phone, or get on a treadmill, or get on a bike, or just do any form of cardio and sit on your phone? Then you're just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But cardio is the last thing you want to increase increase when following the Handsome PR method, because this method is not about training your heart. This method is about training your body to build muscle and lose fat. See, there comes a point in cardio where there is diminishing returns. And so if I was you, start out with a 30-minute walk 4 to 7 times a week. And if you can't do it all in the morning fasted or post-workout, then simply just break it up into 3 10-minute walks daily. Also, don't lie to yourself. You have 3 chances to walk for 10 minutes every single day. This could be after you eat breakfast in the morning, once during lunch, and then later at night after dinner. And I think it's also important to mention, it would be smarter to have more calories in your diet so you can have better workouts, which will also help you burn more calories, build more muscle, and sleep much better. And again, the big mistake people in your position run into is not evaluating their plan before they execute it. And if your goal for losing fat is to get a six-pack and look sexy, then starving yourself of calories and doing high amounts of cardio will just eat your muscle right up, in addition to just making you look sick, and not in a good way. So there needs to be a fine balance, and this means you need to have patience. With low intensity steady state cardio, walking, we are basically slow cooking your fat to fall right off you. Low intensity steady state cardio will never cause you to lose muscle. Yes, it might take longer to melt off your fat, but there is a reason the best bodybuilder in the world does LISS cardio. Yes, Chris Bumstead right here is the best bodybuilder in the world, and all he does is some walking for about 45 minutes to an hour in the morning in order to get ready for the Olympia. Alright, on to part 4, sleep. This is your cheat code to getting a six-pack in less than 180 days. For me to explain the impact getting the right amount of sleep will have on you, let me tell you about Alyssa, which is a client of mine. Alyssa was my first female client. She came to me because her last coach wasn't getting her results. I asked her what she did and what the plan looked like, and she told me this. She told me she was eating about 1,800 calories with 5 meals a day, and all of the macros were split up evenly throughout the meals. So basically, breakfast had the same amount of carbs as pre-workout. This is a no-no. So we changed that, but I also thought to myself, it's next to impossible not to lose weight eating 1,800 calories a day. So I asked her the following questions. How much sleep a night are you getting? And how are your pumps in the gym? She said she was sleeping 5 to 6 hours most night, and her pumps in the gym were rarely good. I also found out later that she was cheating on her diet a lot just because she was starving. When she joined the team, I promised her I would give her more calories and help her see more fat loss than before, but the truth was, I didn't know if this would actually work or not. I started off with about 2,100 calories on workout days and 2 refeed days a week, which were around 2,600 calories. We did this for 2 weeks. She dropped a little bit of weight, which was surprising because my goal with her was just to get her out of starvation mode. I also started to work with her on her sleep, putting screen times on her phone, getting out of bed right in the morning, and trying to condense time-consuming activities down inside of her day. The result, she started to sleep 7 to 8 hours more nights than not. She also dropped 1 pound while still being on the diet I just told you about above, which was not supposed to help her drop any weight yet. She said her workouts were getting better and she actually had crazy pumps. She said she felt way better and she had much more energy to get things done throughout the day. See, this is why the hands-on PR method works better than anything else, because it focuses on fine-tuning every variable to get the outcome you want, not just dropping the calories and increasing the cardio. If you're not getting sufficient sleep, your metabolism will be significantly slower, your workouts will suck, and you will be getting more cravings and most likely cheat more on your diet. Wouldn't it make sense to eat more food so that you can have more energy to be more productive, then use that time you gain from being productive to sleep, then use those extra hours you slept to have more energy to work out better and not skip out on your cardio? Yeah, it would. So aim to get 7 to 8 hours of actual sleep per night, and that means if you take 1 hour to fall asleep, you need to cut out about 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Now I want to add this, your body is a direct reflection of your thoughts and habits. If I said anything over the past 30 minutes that has made you say, I can't do that, you're right, you can't. The way I describe bodybuilding, because yes, you are a bodybuilder, it's not a sport, it's not a talent or a habit, it's a lifestyle. This means in order to get the shape you want to be in, everything in your lifestyle must reflect what the version of yourself with that six-pack does. So it's more than just a meal plan and a workout plan. It's a complete shift in identity. Most people want a six-pack because they think it will bring them confidence, but having a six-pack isn't what brings you confidence. It's the lifestyle change and the journey. When you start to wake up early, staying off your phone more, eating healthier, seeing your body change weekly in the mirror, and so on, this will bring you so much self-worth. And that brings me to complete adherence to the best version of yourself. This is what all of my meal plans say right here. So this is the very top of all my meal plans. I put the customized diet, who it's for, and the goal weight for that person. And I also say this. The system is designed to help you lose 2 to 3 pounds a week and take control of your mind and body. This diet plan alone will not get you the body you truly want without complete adherence to the best version of yourself. See, I could have ended this video after I covered the 4 variables you need in order to lose 20 to 30 pounds in less than 180 days, but the truth is, less than 0.0001% of people would have actually been able to make a change after this video if I stopped there. Why? Because what are the chances somebody who has more than 30 pounds to lose only needs a workout program and a meal plan and some general advice? 0 chance. If you are out of shape, you are a long ways away from the best version of yourself. But what do I mean by the best version of yourself? Well, imagine if there was a duplicate of you, and this duplication lived his or her life doing everything to the best of their ability. And at the end of this life, you come face to face with them. If you are being the best version of yourself every single day, you will end up looking like this person. But if you are not being the best version of yourself every single day, you will look far different from them. So this is what I say, you need complete adherence to the best version of yourself. The facts are 90% of people who lose weight end up getting it right back after they lose it. This is because they followed a program, and after that program was over, they went right back to who they used to be. A successful program changes somebody. The reason it's called a program is to program you. And so the question becomes, how can you become the best version of yourself? Well, there's 2 options. Option 1, take the information I've given you today and try to figure it all out by yourself. However, here is what might happen. You'll most likely lose valuable months or even years trying to figure everything out on your own. Long term, it's probably going to be more expensive, and the longer it takes for you to figure out, the harder it becomes. Because it's no secret that the older you get, the fatter you get, the harder it's going to be to get in shape, so might as well just get it done now, right? And also your chances of quitting just goes way up if you get stuck. And that's why I created Team Handsome PR, my coaching team where I take you by the hand and show you exactly everything you need to know in order to drop upwards of 20 to 30 pounds and get abs in record time. In addition to teaching you everything you need to know in order to stay in shape after our time is over. And that is actually option 2. Choosing to join the Team Handsome PR and guaranteeing your success, where we would take you by the hand and help you start implementing a professional diet into your lifestyle, start training like a real athlete and not just another gym goer, implementing everything we have talked about in this video, and creating a custom plan for your situation and desired outcome. Because when you do it from the help of experts who have walked the path that you want to walk, it's not only gonna go faster, but it also ends up being cheaper in the long term. A bit of specific advice can get you unstuck and give you confidence by having a proven process to follow. Not to mention, it's way more fun doing it this way. Now, let's take a look at what is inside Team Handsome PR. Team Handsome PR is more than just a program. It's more than just getting coached. The programs and having me as your coach is just a factor of it all. It is the best results-oriented learning experience you will ever have. My goal with Team Handsome PR is to teach you so much by the end you could go start your own coaching business. I do this by giving you a Team Handsome PR roadmap, and the goal of this roadmap is to make it impossible for you to fuck up. As a coach and fitness enthusiast, I understand that a program alone will not get you the results you want. That's why I created this document to help guide you through your pitfalls you will experience and help put you in the fast lane towards your goals. Now, here are just a couple documents inside of this major document that you can access, and all of these documents are at least 1 or 2 pages long. They go into extreme depth about everything that you may need to know. And right here is what a meal plan looks like. Not only does it give you your macros, but it also gives you exact meals that you need to eat. A lot of coaches will just give their clients exact meals they need to eat, but the thing is they will never end up understanding their macros, and that means after their program is over, they're like, what do I do? That's why at first I was only giving away macros, but people were requesting that, so I put them side by side so that you can kind of look at one another and slowly start to understanding over time. Because if you can understand macros, then you are literally set for life for staying in shape. You also get access to my high level programs, as you can see right here. Here's just a couple of them that you might be put into, and you get to keep these for life, which is the cool part. I also make sure to set up a calendar for you, everything that you need to do. So if you need to take a 30-minute walk in the morning, you can do that. You're also able to track your meals, you're able to track your photos, your body stats. Maybe I have you abstaining from alcohol in here. There's a bunch of things that I might add in here. This is just one example. And you also get in-depth check-ins from me every single week. If you are struggling, I make sure to address it and really help you out with each check-in. Right here, a client of mine was asking for some motivation, and I said, I don't believe in 5-minute motivational videos, but I can help reveal your motivation that will help drive you forever. And that's went into depth on how to reveal some motivation inside of yourself that, may last longer than 5 minutes. Now, I should add, there's phases to everyone's program, and I would like to list them out in this video, but everyone is different. But here's how it might go. Phase 1 is the transition phase. This is week 1 through 4, and this phase is when you get your initial plans and start implementing them into your life. Our communication will most likely be very high during this period of time. Like I said, you get access to my personal number, so you can call or text me at any moment during this phase when you are lost. After about a month, you enter into phase 2, which is where you really hit a stride. This is usually week 4 through 16, and this phase is where the majority of your fat will fall off like butter. Anywhere from 15 to 30 pounds, it's easily achievable during this phase. And after that, you'll enter into phase 3, which is a holding phase, and this lasts just for about 2 weeks. This phase, we hold you at maintenance or higher calories for 2 weeks. This will give your metabolism some time to revive and, more importantly, for your mind to relax. This phase is very crucial because, like I mentioned earlier, 90% of people end up gaining weight right back after a program. This is because they never took breaks in the program to eat at maintenance and understand what maintenance feels like. And so they've been dieting for 26 plus weeks, and they leave the program and they're like, I'm freaking hungry and I want to enjoy all these foods. And so they go and do that, and they end up gaining 20 to 30 pounds right back. So this phase 3 right here is very crucial for your long-term success. Now on to phase 4, this is your final mile. This is when we take you out of that holding phase and put you back into a calorie deficit. And this will last anywhere from 18 to 26 plus weeks. For the majority of people, this is your last mile. You probably won't need another holding phase, and most likely you will only have an additional 10 to 20 pounds to lose at this point until you have a 6-pack. This is where you go back into a deficit until you have reached your goals. And so after that phase is over, you enter into phase 5, which is your rebound phase, and this is week 26 and beyond. This is when you have reached your goals and you are ready to leave the bird's nest. If you feel confident in your ability to continue this lifestyle, you can be done and go enjoy your new life. Or if you want to be sure you don't gain the weight back or even start to bulk up while maintaining a low body fat percentage, we will slowly start adding calories into your diet. And one last thing, you want to know what the main reason people fail to get in shape and stay in shape is? It's because they go through courses and programs, and then they struggle with questions. They have no one to answer them, and they get stuck and frustrated, and then they just end up giving up. This right here is a failure cycle, and this is why the foundation of Team Handsome PR is built on communication. Because when you have those questions that need to be answered and you have nobody to answer them, that is when you get stuck, and we can't have that happening. So this is when I come into play. And so here's what you get when you join Team Handsome PR. You get direct access to me. That's number 1. This is my personal phone number and in-app communication, whatever one you prefer. Number 2, easy to follow nutrition and diet plans. All diets are personalized to each client, including macros, meals, a cookbook, and a food regimen table. These diets are almost impossible to fuck up. They're almost impossible not to understand how to follow them. And number 3, advanced workout programs. All workout programs are designed for the aesthetic outcome you want, with exercise videos, sets, reps, rest times, and other information listed inside of them. Number 4, strategy. I create a vision for each and every one of my clients that I communicate with you from the beginning until the end. What this means is when you initially join the team, I will lay out the exact vision I have for you and what you need to do in order to achieve your goal. And each and every week when we check in, I will give you a little bite-sized goal that I want you to accomplish this week in order to get closer to realizing that vision. And that leads into number 5, and that is your learning tools. The Team Handsome PR roadmap is a document full of information you can learn from, such as how to build good habits, the mindset it takes to win, how to train, supplementation guide, and even more. So if you want to join the team, here's how. Scroll down to the link in the description and book a call right now. My team only has room for 10 more people this year, since I like to have the ability to give each and every one of my clients my personal attention. But this is not a sales call. It's simply a qualification call to make sure you are the right fit and to give you even more information about my coaching practices. And if you end up not being the right fit or simply just don't think Team Handsome PR is the right team for you, I will still be happy to leave you with some free resources to advance your fitness journey. At the end of the day, I started this all because getting in shape changed my life. I'm not another coach in this to make money, and feel free to believe me or not based on your best judgment. So with that being said, that is the end of this video. I just wanted to lay out my process absolutely for free on how I lost 36 pounds and how I'm helping other people, lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple months. So again, like I said earlier, if you decide to go with option 1 and try this on your own, hit up my Instagram DMs and let me know if you want that document, that meal plan document, so that you can have like a real diet plan in your hands. But if you just want to fast track it and guarantee results, just click the link in the description, book a call with me, and we'll talk about it more. So I'll see you on that call, or I'll see you in my DMs. Other than that, thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.